it's got to be tougher to campaign when you're acting in a full-time job as governor. So what's it like to balance both?
Well, I can do both. I mean, here we are on a beautiful Sunday. I've been meeting friends. I just came from a labor union rally, strong support from the labor community behind me right here. Stopping by one of our favorite barbecue places to see their expansion, not just here in Syracuse, but around the state. So, and had a chance to talk to some of the residents and stopped by up in Liverpool and got a hot dog there earlier. So I love this part of it, and it is doing my job. It's actually being out there listening to people and their concerns and what keeps them up at night. So I don't see a separation between getting out to people, because there's an election, but also it's part of doing my job anyhow. So it's great.
This looks more like what I'm used to seeing with you when you were lieutenant governor, meeting people at businesses, or at the state fair when you were governor last summer. This kind of looks like what we're used to.
I'm breaking the model of the governorship that we've expected in the past, where it's more official events to be at and a lot of events in Albany and places. I want to keep being out there with the people. That's something I said when I transitioned from lieutenant governor to governor. I know there's a lot of responsibility, and I can handle all that, but I'm not losing my connection with the people, particularly in a place like upstate, central New York, western New York, where you feel you're forgotten by Albany. And I'm coming out here in person to say, no, you have someone who understands you. I've walked your streets, I've helped your businesses, I've gone to school here, and I'm not forgetting you. And that is the message I bring just by showing up.
You've said you're not paying attention to what former Governor Cuomo is saying, the speculation about will he run, won't he, so you're not reacting to him. But be proactive. What role should he play in the Democratic Party moving forward? What role should he play in state politics?
I'm focused on the role I play. And I'm not just governor of the state of New York, I'm also the leader of the Democratic Party. And I believe in those traditional democratic values of FDR and JFK and other people who talk about working men and women and the dignity of health care and quality education and child care. So I'm here to reclaim the Democratic Party back, and anyone who wants to help with that effort is welcome to. And I'm going to show that Democrats are going to win be very strong this November. People are predicting something else, and I'm here to say those are wrong. Those are wrong. Sometimes we have wrong weather predictions here in central New York. It's a beautiful day here today. We had snow just a few days ago, so anything's unexpected. But one thing I do know is that people are going to respond to my message as governor, but I'm also going to be out there helping other Democrats get elected. We have great senators and assembly members from this area. They're my friends. I'm here to help them. I was here to help John Mannion, one of his events today. I'm seeing Al Sturpey, and I just saw Bill Magnarelli and Rachel May. These are people I want on my team to continue governing in January.
Mayor de Blasio said in an interview Governor Cuomo should get off the stage. Would you go that far as well?
That's not for me to speculate about. It's really not.
You're in Syracuse, which has for a few weeks now been another coronavirus hotspot. You were here this week doing one of your pandemic briefings this past week. What is the role of government right now? Because it seems like there's no restrictions anywhere, and it's up to independent people to make their own decisions. What would you say the state should be doing?
No, we very much have our Department of Health emergency orders in place. We still have masks required in nursing homes, a vulnerable population. We still have them in public transit, on our buses, for example. We still have them in correction centers and where people are in congested areas. But also, we are still making sure that people have test kits. This is where it's gone from having mass vaccination and testing sites, which I was here to stand them up here in Syracuse. But when you realize that only 100 people are coming a day, you can't really expend the resources to have them in person. So we're transitioning to making sure that we have 92 million test kits available. I amassed those as governor to make sure that we never have a shortage of test kits, and encouraging people to still get vaccinated and boosted. So yes, the government has very much a role. We're monitoring the numbers, we're watching them closely, and are prepared to take whatever action is necessary to protect the health of the people, but also want to protect the health of the economy and not shut things down arbitrarily or to have the whole state have to react when there's cases going up in one area. The other thing with central New York, what I've been watching most closely are hospitalizations. Hospitalizations are not anywhere near what they were back in January. If they start ticking up, we'll know our options, but they're not there. And actually the numbers are starting to trend downward.
You've defended the Buffalo Bills deal. The Carrier Dome renovation, Syracuse University also got some money in the state budget. People are also saying, why is all this state money going to an organization with a $1.5 billion endowment? Is it a similar similar strategy as the Buffalo Bills Stadium, that the state should be supporting stadiums like that?
There is a role to play, not the full cost, and the amount of money that we put toward the Buffalo Bills Stadium has been wildly exaggerated in the media. Our share for the state, and that all I negotiated was the state share, not the county share, is only 43% of the costs. We have a plan to keep them here for 30 years. That is unprecedented. No one else could achieve that. And we're not paying for any cost overruns. So that is our share, it's locked in. And if you look at what they're doing in Nashville, for example, a lot more public money is being spent than we are in terms of our share with the state dollars that I'm responsible for. So yes, there's a role for government to play. It's also about the jobs that are created. 10,000 construction jobs will be created. And when we're doing it here in Syracuse and Buffalo, those are good investments to make, as well as it's part of a community's identity. I said in New York City, Broadway is to New York, Buffalo Bills, Western New York, Syracuse sports, Central New York. I get the connection. It's part of an identity of a region, and these are important regional assets.
You were sent a letter a few months ago about the Seneca Meadows landfill in Waterloo. The owners are trying to extend what the state agreed, that the Waterloo landfill would close in the next few years. Are you committed to keeping it closed, or would you be willing to extend it based on the owner's request?
No, we're looking at that information right now. We'll get back to you with the exact timetable on that.
All right, and you're at Dinosaur. You're back in you're familiar with all of this.
I love barbecue, but as much fun as eating the barbecue are meeting the patrons here. They've been so welcoming and offering me a beer as soon as I walked here, so I do feel very much at home.
All right, thank you so much.
All right,
I really
thanks, Eddie.
appreciate it.